Well, this is it. The federal student loan on-ramp will finally end on Monday, September 30th. And we'll let you know what financial aid departments need to prepare for in this week's ION News. So the on-ramp was intended to give borrowers a full year to find sustainable repayment plans following the 3-year COVID payment pause. Now, repayment officially resumed October 1st, 2023. That's when servicers started sending bills out and interest started accruing. What the on-ramp did was it prevented any consequences from missed payments, and it also included the Fresh Start program, which allowed any borrower with defaulted loans to move back into current repayment. Unfortunately, it's estimated that between 7 and 10 million borrowers did not make on-time payments during the on-ramp period. Now, a lot of that might be because there was constant promises from the Biden administration about forgiveness. There was also servicer problems. Um, but regardless, delinquency occurred. 7 million borrowers are now considered in the 31 to 90 day delinquency bucket. This is the highest we've ever seen. Typically, there's only between 1 and 2 million. So what was happening was anytime a student loan borrower became 90 days past due, servicers would just put them into forbearance. So that just kept them in the delinquency bucket, which is why there's so many today. Now the on-ramp is ending though, those delinquency consequences will return, and eventually those delinquencies will turn into default. So delinquencies turn into default after 270 days of missed payments. And because of so many delinquencies going into the end of the on-ramp, we're expecting record high cohort default rates, or CDRs. Now, CDRs are the measurement used to keep schools accountable for offering federal student aid. Current CDRs are at 0% since borrowers couldn't default during the COVID payment pause or the on-ramp period. Now, student loan defaults will return sooner than you think. It's foolish to believe that we have another year before financial aid directors should start worrying about student loan defaults. You should look very closely at the 2024 cohort, which began counting October 1st of last year, for any borrower who entered repayment between October 1st last year and September 30th of this year. It's also possible that the 2023 cohort could see defaults as well. So it's very important to communicate to your borrowers. You need to let them know that this is the real start of repayment. The COVID payment pause was extended 8 times. There was multiple promises of forgiveness, so borrowers are hesitant to believe that they actually need to repay their loans. You need to communicate to them. Encourage them to go into those income-driven repayment plans. Now, borrowers can still enroll into an IDR even while the SAVE plan is under a federal injunction. All servicers will do will place them into forbearance while they process the applications or the courts make a final decision. And finally, if you're overwhelmed with FAFSA and your financial aid counselors are busy, try to implement a default aversion program like ION tuitions. That's why we're here. We'll do everything to keep necessary to keep those CDRs down.